Question 1. An operating room, or nurse angrily calls the sterile processing department, SPD, because a critical retractor is missing from a tray. The technician listens without interrupting, investigates the issue, and follows up with the nurse to resolve it. This sequence of steps used to address customer complaints is known as A. Service recovery. B. Progressive discipline. C. Professional mentoring. D. Performance evaluation. Correct answer A. Knowledge point explanation. Core rationale. In the sterile processing department, SPD, service recovery is the standard sequence of steps utilized to effectively address customer complaints and yield a win-win situation. It requires focusing on the solution rather than assigning blame, which ultimately restores trust and ensures patient safety. Trap analysis, option B, progressive discipline, is an HR management tool for correcting employee behavior, not for addressing customer complaints. Option C, professional mentoring, is a long-term relationship to guide an employee's career development. Option D, performance evaluation, is an annual review of an employee's work metrics. None of these address immediate customer service failures. Concept extension. The 4 steps of handling complaints include 1. Do not take it personally. 2. Listen fully. 3. Investigate the facts. 4. Follow up. Question 2. A lead SPD clinical educator notices a technician correctly applying corner protectors to a heavy orthopedic tray before sterilization. The educator immediately praises the technician's actions to encourage the continuation of this proper work practice. This behavioral technique is an example of A. Positive reinforcement. B. Negative reinforcement. C. Professional mentoring. D. Service recovery. Correct answer A. Knowledge point explanation. Core rationale. Positive reinforcement is an active coaching method used to encourage employees to consistently follow proper work practices by acknowledging and rewarding correct behaviors. This real-time feedback ensures that technicians maintain high compliance with the manufacturer's instructions for use, IFU. Trap analysis, option B, negative reinforcement, is used to discourage inappropriate work practices, not encourage good ones. Option C, professional mentoring, is a broader, long-term developmental relationship, not a specific reaction to a single task. Option D, service recovery, relates to handling customer complaints, not employee task coaching. Concept extension. Coaching is the overarching process that utilizes both positive and negative reinforcement, and it occurs in real time on the job. Question 3. An operating room, or nurse verbally requests a loaner implant set over the phone. The sterile processing department, SPD, technician writes down the request and then repeats the tray name, physician name, and time required back to the nurse. This step in the communication loop, which verifies that the message was correctly received, is called A. Feedback. B. Synergy. C. Halo effect. D. Nonverbal communication. Correct answer A. Knowledge point explanation. Core rationale. In the communication loop, feedback is the critical step that occurs when the listener asks a question, repeats information, or otherwise helps the speaker know if the message has been accurately understood. It is essential for closing the loop and preventing medical errors. Trap analysis, option B, synergy, is the concept that a team achieves more together than the sum of individuals. Option C, halo effect, is a communication barrier where one favors an opinion based purely on a positive impression of the speaker. Option D, nonverbal communication, involves body language, not the verbal repeating of a phone order. Concept extension. The communication loop consists of the sender, the receiver, and the feedback mechanism. Question 4. Which of the following terms defines behavior that relates to what is fundamentally right or wrong relative to the established standards of conduct for the sterile processing profession? A. Ethical behavior. B. Legal compliance. C. Procedural variance. D. Cultural diversity. Correct answer A. Knowledge point explanation. Core rationale. Ethical behavior represents the moral compass of the profession, dictating what is right or wrong based on the accepted standards of professional conduct. In the sterile processing department, SPD, this means always prioritizing patient safety, even when no one is watching. Trap analysis, option B, legal compliance, refers strictly to following local or federal laws, which is required but does not encompass all moral or ethical choices. Option C, procedural variance, means deviating from standard operating procedures, which is generally a negative occurrence. Option D, cultural diversity, relates to respecting differences in human backgrounds, not the definition of right or wrong professional conduct. Concept extension. Trust is built through consistent ethical behavior and is considered the most important tool in healthcare. Question 5. The active process of transmitting information and ensuring understanding from one person to another through the use of spoken words, written text, and nonverbal expressions such as body language, is defined as A. Communication. B. Mentoring. C. Human relations. D. Cross-functional teamwork. Correct answer A. Knowledge point explanation. Core rationale. Communication is the fundamental process of sharing information between a sender and a receiver. It encompasses verbal delivery, nonverbal cues, and active listening to achieve a mutual understanding essential for safe patient care. Trap analysis, option B, mentoring, is a specific developmental relationship between an experienced and a less experienced technician. Option C, human relations, is a broader term encompassing how people interact and work together. Option D, cross-functional teamwork, refers to groups from different departments working together to resolve operational problems. Concept extension. Nonverbal communication often conveys the true feeling behind a message more accurately than the spoken words themselves. Question 6. A sterile processing department, SPD, technician arrives at work frustrated by morning traffic. When a coworker politely asks for assistance with a heavy case cart, the technician immediately snaps and refuses to help. In the context of human relations, the emotions causing the technician to react to this situation in a predetermined, negative way are defined as their A. Attitude. B. Halo effect. C. Ethical behavior. D. Cultural diversity. Correct answer A. Knowledge point explanation. Core rationale. Attitude is officially defined as the emotions that cause a person to react to people and/or situations in a predetermined way. In the sterile processing environment, a negative attitude can instantly create communication barriers and erode the teamwork required for safe patient care. Trap analysis, option B, halo effect, is a specific communication barrier where a person blindly agrees with someone based on a positive overall impression, which does not apply to this hostile reaction. Option C, ethical behavior, involves making choices based on professional standards of right and wrong, not the raw emotional drive behind a predetermined reaction. Option D, cultural diversity, refers to the varying backgrounds of the workforce, completely unrelated to an individual's emotional outburst. Concept extension. Remember the professional maxim, a positive attitude is contagious, so is a negative one. It directly impacts departmental synergy.